Hey, you guys. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Noelle Cruz, Presidential Diamond with It Works Global. I'm so excited you guys are here with me because we have a very, very special guest tonight. Renee Hunt is a double diamond. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you. But you guys, she has been in this business for a minute, and she just went to town when corporate announced pop-ups. And to date, she's done 15, and she is going to dig in tonight to how to book pop-ups, how to get callbacks, what her setup looks like, and just answer all the questions that we have so we can all launch into the new year and make a lot of money belly to belly. So if you have questions for Renee as she's talking, please fill the chat so that we can answer them for you. So not me, so she can answer them for you. But let me just grab her. Hey, how are you?
Hello. Hello, everyone. Like Noelle said, I am a double diamond. I have been with It Works for 6.5 years. And so it's been a minute, right, Noelle?
So we started about the same time. When did you start?
August of 2013.
Okay, yeah, I was February, so just a couple months before you.
Yes, and if you have been in for any length of time, whether it's been a few months or whether it's been 6 years, you know that one of the beautiful things about our company is that there is a multitude of ways to work our business. And so I think that that's huge for potentials. It's huge for people who are in this business because it allows for you to diversify the way that you work your business. If one way of working your business is not working, then you just try something different. And so what's ironic about the fact that they announced this is that I had already had 2 events booked for November. So when they announced it, I was super excited. So just a little bit of background, I am actually sideline with Noelle. I'm under Tina Hatcliffe, and I do live in Tennessee with Tina, so I get to spend a lot of time with her. And she has kind of been my mentor along the way. And if you guys know Tina, Tina loves events. And Tina is an event queen. I actually did an event with her in Savannah, Georgia, and I learned a lot from that experience. I'm curious from you guys, if you will, in the chat, I'm going to open this up so I can see it. How many of you guys have done pop-ups or events of some sort, whether it be a pop-up just in the past month and a half or a vendor event? I'm just interested to see on here who has done events. Awesome. Paige, you have. Very good. Noelle.
Yeah, she's on here. I know that.
Bridal and wedding expos. That's amazing test. Those are hard to get into. So that's incredible. Awesome, Marlene. Fantastic. Awesome, Nicole. Okay, so Noelle, do you want to start by just asking questions, or do you want me to just go with it?
So I want to know, I think we should just go start to finish. So let's say you are out there and you're looking for a pop-up, or you haven't done any events before and you're like, okay, I want to start booking some pop-ups. What are you going to do? What's going to be your action step? Who are you going to call? What are you going to say? Are you going to go into the stores? Are you going to pick up the phone? Like, what are you going to do?
I think it really depends on you. So for me, I have a lot of friends who own businesses, whether they just be local. I also shop at particular stores frequently. So I'm a very loyal shopper. So if I like a particular brand, I'm very loyal to that brand and I frequent that location. And so for me, and I'll just start to finish. The way I did it at first was I'm a frequent shopper at White House Black Market. And so while I was shopping, I had mentioned to the stylist that I would be interested in doing an event. And the only reason why I knew that was even a possibility was because one of my customers, who is a manager, a GM for Vera Bradley, had asked me to do it earlier this year. And so I was aware that retail stores are starting to do this kind of customer appreciation, community involvement type deal, right? So I asked them, and then she was like, yeah, sure, that'd be great, but she wasn't the manager. So the next time I came in, the manager was there, and it gave me the opportunity to ask her and speak with her. What's so cool, and this is what I love about my experience at White House Black Market, is she went and pulled the data from their highest sales, and she put me in on a day when she knew they would have high sales. So that was really cool for me. And working with that sister company. So those of you who don't know, Chico's owns White House Black Market and Soma. So they are all sister companies, and they all kind of value the same things. One of those being pop-up events. So if you live near a White House Black Market, Soma or Chico's, I would start there, okay? Because they are already aware of these pop-up events, and they're already interested in doing it, okay? So if you are going to call, if you are not a frequent shopper, and if you, however you want to do it, do not allow yourself to make excuses for not doing this. So say if you are never going to make it into your White House Black Market, don't let that give you an excuse to not call them. Do you see what I'm saying? So however you're going to do it. And so for me, I may have been in the store that day, but for Chico's and Soma, I called both of them. So the way that that's going to look, whether you go in or whether you call, is ask for a manager. And most importantly, do not go in during peak shopping hours. For boutiques or boutiques, whatever you guys, I prefer boutiques, those are actually morning hours. 10 to 2 are their peak hours. 2 to 5 are pretty slow hours. So those are pretty safe hours to go in and talk to them. First of all, you're going to ask to speak with a manager. Okay, when you speak with a manager, first of all, shake your hand if you're in person, just some little proper etiquette, you know, if you've never done this before. Shake their hand, introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Renee Hunt, so nice to meet you. I was wondering, and this is what I say whether I'm on the phone or whether I'm in person, I was wondering if you host pop-up events. That word host is so important, because retail stores also engaged in what is called pop-up events, where they go and they take their stuff and go pop up somewhere. So you don't want them to get confused. And so if you say host a pop-up, if they're familiar with it, they know a little bit more what you're talking about, okay? So at that point, you are going to answer questions accordingly. Some people, not these stores because they already know about it, but some stores are going to be like, what's that? It's very, very simple. I just say, I come and I pop up a table, and I might do air quotes or whatever. I'm goofy about it. I pop up a table, and I have a try-it bar that features beauty and wellness products, including keto coffee, drinkable skincare, drinkable vitamins, super chocolates. And then, so at that point, I might say, is that something you'd be interested in? Or you just really have to read the person. So if they're still like hanging on your words, then I also say a lot of people have heard of our products because we do so much online, but they've not had an experience, an opportunity to try it. And they're very excited to get to see and try it in a store. Okay. Now, one tip that I left out that I was going to mention to you, if you call on the phone, pretend like you know them, because your managers are, especially in boutiques, they are supposed to know their clients. They're supposed to know them by name. And so if you go in and you're like, or if when you call, you're like, hey, this is Renee Hunt, how are you? And they're going to be like, oh, hey, how are you, right? It is just the way things are with retail management. So just pretend like you know them. It's going to break the ice, and it's going to create that, or it's going to eliminate that awkwardness, okay? So from there, it really is just feeling out the conversation. Just like with messaging on Facebook, you just have to feel the conversation out from there. But here are some of the things that I say. I offer a unique opportunities for stores, combining exposure to my social media following and offering your customers extra incentives to come in. So however you want to word that, what you want to establish for that manager is why it's important for them to bring you in. And for that, it's our social, right? We are promoting them on social media. And one thing I really emphasize with the managers that I speak with is that whether it is that day or whether it is a month from then, if people see it on social, it sticks with them. So they may see me talk about a promotion that you have or a product that you have, and a month later it comes up in conversation and somebody says, oh yeah, I saw my friend Renee talk about this store that has it, right? So to give you an example, I had a pop-up at a store called Elliott Boots, and I bought a pair of duck boots. I got compliments left and right because they're very popular right now. I probably sent about 10 to 15 customers their way as a result of me purchasing it from them, okay, and then sending people their way. This is so important. At the end of the day, or in the middle of the conversation, at some point you have to say, is this something you would be interested in trying? That's the question I ask. Is this something that you would be interested in trying? Okay, and your conversation going forward is going to be in response to their answer. Because if they're hesitant, now it's your job to explain why this is going to be so valuable to them. I have not spoken to anyone that I did a pop-up for that was not like, yeah, we would love to do that. And just to be completely honest with you guys, I got so booked up in November that the places I did go into that weren't jumping on board right away, I haven't had time to go and follow up with them. But I'm going to do that this month and schedule it for next month because their retail stores, the retail store sales are going to be very low in January. And so they want to do anything they can do to bring foot traffic in the door. So that's one thing. Those people that, oh, well, my manager isn't here, or yeah, let me look at it and I'll give you a call back. I'm going to go back into that store and follow up with them and set a date for January. But I'm also going to show them my pictures. Speaking of pictures, I want to show you guys what my setup looks like.
Should be able to screen share.
Yeah, let me wait on that just one second. Some more information that you might want to give if you're still convincing them. So some information I give them, it can last anywhere between 1 and 4 hours, right, depending on the need. I can create a public Facebook event that I can share with friends. I can have my friends share. We can put it on your business page. I can offer you verbiage to send out to your customers through email. I offer a giveaway, and it can either be a combination of products that I'll be sampling that day, and some stores like to put in their own product, like for Soma, they gave a free bra in the giveaway that I did. So I was able to advertise a giveaway that included a free bra, so that was huge. And then another thing that I did for the big stores like Soma, Chico's, and White House Black Market is I made flyers and had them printed at Staples and then took them to the store and they dropped them in the bags. So those were all extra little things that I did just to make it more professional, right? Because everyone has, one, been so impressed by our table setup. And it looks so good and they love it and it's so professional looking. It's not tacky. It's not just thrown together. It's very on trend and it's very appealing. But having these little extras, verbiage that they can send out, they don't have to do anything. All they have to do is an email blitz, creating those drop-ins and taking it to them, creating a Facebook event. That's all things that I did that I offered the stores. Okay, so let me show you guys.
Can you repeat really quick the verbiage about I offer unique opportunity to stores?
Yeah, I offer a unique opportunities for stores, combining exposure to my social media following and offering your customers extra incentive to come in.
I love that.
Now, I will tell you my verbiage that I did, and I can copy and paste and put this, or I can share it with you, Noelle. That's what I'll do. I'll send it to
you
you.
could send me your verbiage and your notes, and then I can get it out to everybody. That would be amazing.
Well, I can do it right now. I'll send you it as a message, Facebook message, and you can add it to the.
Perfect.
Okay. So when I did have them send out emails, because most of them have an email list, here's what I came up with. Join us for a unique opportunity to experience a wellness and beauty sample bar during your trip. Local businesswoman Renee Hunt will be sampling some of her Beauty from Within products: Skinny Coffee, Power Chocolate Milk, and drinkable skincare. I would change that now and just say super chocolates. Everyone who visits her table will be entered to win an amazing giveaway that everyone will want to take home. Don't miss out on this one-of-a-kind special event just for our most valued customers. Okay, so they send that in the email to their customers, and I'm sorry, there was a typo. Instead of one of, it is one if in that, but I corrected it after I took my notes. I wanted to break down for you guys what I do the day of. Let me, where's the
screen share?
Share button, sorry, it's been a hot
at the bottom.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yep. Let me do share my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what my setup looked like this was at Chico's. So you can see the jewelry's behind me. And my setup is actually different at every event. What you can't see right here is my before and after. Those of you who don't know me, I've lost 50 pounds. So that's a huge conversation point. I put the super greens and the super reds together. I put the coffee all together. I have a little thing that I put the samples for chocolate reds and collagen, and then I pre-bagged some of the coffees. I have since stopped doing that because so many people mix and match. It was just a waste of time and space.
So you don't recommend pre-bagging anything?
I don't, unless you have a super busy event. What I found is I didn't have very many people that bought 5 coffees. Most people mixed and matched. So if you guys will see here, I just did buy 5 for $25, get 1 free. I don't care that the reds and the chocolate greens cost less, or the collagen cost a little bit more, or that the pods cost a little bit more. When you start getting too complicated and breaking things down to different prices, it's very confusing and overwhelming. And so, and what's that saying? A confused mind
says no.
Says no. Okay.
So did you do 1 for $5, or you just did 5 for $25, basically 6 for $25?
Right. And so I say you could get 1 for $5 or 5 for $25, get 1 free. I did not have anyone really, except for my really, really, really big event. That was a vendor event that even did less than 5 or 6. Everybody did the 6. And so it's 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. Now I will tell you, I'm going to, hold on, X out of this. I want to show you guys, see all my lovely children. Okay, so at this event, I ran out of collagen. I went through 3 bags of collagen in 3 hours. So I started selling Hydrate, and I mixed up Hydrate, and I went through 3 bags of Hydrate. So you guys, whatever you sample, don't feel like these are the products you have to have. Collagen is absolutely my best seller. Hydrate is an awesome seller. And what's funny is the chocolate greens sell less than anything.
Really?
Because people love having the collagen and the super reds, and it's so crazy because I've always only done the keto coffee and then the greens, right? But now that we have these other super tasty products, people love the fruitiness and the benefits. Collagen is by far the best selling product that I have at events.
So tell me how you're sampling the coffee. Do you have different types? Are you sampling all the different types of coffee or no?
It depends on the location. So if I'm at a location that I know is going to be slow, I do not waste my flavored coffee. You guys, we are business people and our money is very valuable. And so I will also tell you this, I book back to back to back events. And so yes, last week I had a Thursday event and a Friday event. I'm going to move this so it's not like I'm looking sideways anymore. I took what I had made for my Thursday event and I put it in my refrigerator and I used it again on Friday. Okay. So if you know it's going to be a slower event, that's what I do is I save the products that are already made. It's not like they're going bad. I just put them in the refrigerator. What was your question again, Noelle?
Okay. I'm curious about sampling the coffee, but also talk to me about how you heat your coffee.
Okay. So
because when I do vendor events, I have an electric kettle, which obviously requires electricity. I'm sure that you've been in stores where electricity is not an option.
I don't do electricity at all.
Okay.
I make one at home, and then I do have, like, I'll boil water and put it into the, like a, you know, one of those, whatever called. They're insulated so it stays hot. And
like
so if
a cup or like a pump pot? Is it
like it's, no, you just like squeeze it open and it pours.
A thermos, like one of the pop-up. Yeah, okay.
They're like carafes.
It's like a camping carafe.
Yeah. And so I bought mine at Aldi for like $12. You can buy it at Amazon. I boil the water the morning of. Unless it's a really big event, like this 2-day event was the only event I've ever had to make extra of. I give the smallest samples, you guys. I don't give like gulps. You want to give like that much in their cup. Okay. Now, I also am work efficiently and spend your money wisely. I use the same cup for the entire sample line. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. I start with collagen. Oops, sorry. I start with collagen because it is the least colored of all 3 of them, or all 4 of them. So I do collagen, super reds, chocolates, and then coffee. And then that way there's not a big transfer of color or flavor. If you start with the coffee, you've ruined it all. You're going to have to start with a new cup. So, and I've had to do that. Like, I'll have people who are like, no, I'm not really interested in that. And then they hear me talking and then they're ready to try it. I will tell you that the bright colors scare people. As a mom, Noelle, what do you think when you see bright colors?
Dyes
And sugar, right? So I am very, very intentional about saying there are no artificial colors, sweeteners, or any artificial ingredients. And in fact, there's actually not even sugar in it either. Most of our products, except for the flavored coffee, has any sugar in it at all now due to the new formulations. I will tell you guys, this is all in your eSuite documents. This little thing right here that has the nutritional information, you want that on your table. People look at it, they want to know, and they want.
Laminated?
It is laminated. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I have a laminator, and so I just laminated that, and I also laminated. You guys can see here. Here's the menu. So there's the menu, and you can see my, let me see if I can show you guys a better picture of my banner. Let me go back down this way, sorry. Okay, so here's another event. My daughter cut her hair. Here's another event. This was at a doctor's office, you guys. One of my friends is an audiologist. I was not scared to ask people. And that was the big thing. Start with your friends who you know own a business. If you have any, I don't care if it's doctor's offices, it's going to give you practice. Mm-hmm. So don't be afraid to do that. Here's my banner. So what I did is I took the banner, and then I also created business cards that look just like my banner. I just don't have the beauty and wellness, so everything is streamlined.
Did you have the banner with you, like at the audiologist, for instance? Did you bring the banner with you?
I don't set it up at all locations. I only set it up in retail stores that have a window. Okay. So for the audiologist, I did not. For Chico's and Soma, so this right here is my Soma setup. As you can see, there's pajamas in the background. I do have the eucalyptus on the table. I wanted to show you guys. This was one that I did at a spa. And so they had me in a middle room where they have like a coffee bar set up. And so my stuff was set up on the coffee bar, and then I had this stuff on a little side table. Don't be afraid to be versatile and not think that you've got to have it set up the same way every time. Mm-hmm. Let me see. That was
I love how streamlined it is. I love how it's just very trendy. In the past, I mean, and we've been in the business the same amount of time. So, you know, in the past when we did events, it was black, green, and bling, right?
Most of them were so over.
And it was just ugly. Like, honestly, like, yeah. I love our black, green, and bling, but our green is like ugly green, right? Like, it is loud. And this is just so beautiful.
The way we did it was very tacky. Mm-hmm. So this was at a real estate's office. The girl who was my real estate agent, I just asked if I could come in and set up. And the broker was okay with that. And so you can see here, I've got the Hydrate 3 for 10. Some days I did the Hydrate 3 for 10. Other times, if I would see, I still had collagen there. If I didn't have collagen, Hydrate would be in there as part of the 5 for 25, get one free. If you guys will notice, I use crates because they're stackable. Mm-hmm. And then I do the cleanse, the celery, and any of those like other random products, I clump those together. I did have a customer, one of my pop-ups was because of the celery. And now I feature the skincare line. And my last 2 customers at my 2 pop-ups I've had so far this month, both of them bought the neck cream.
Do you have pictures of your pop-ups where you featured the skincare?
Let me.
By the way, you guys just go stalk her page and steal her photos and use them as inspiration because I think they're beautiful.
Oh, thanks. Let me see. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you guys see. So this was something else I was going to talk about. Hold on, let me get down to it. When you are at the location, the first thing you want to do that morning is you want to do some sort of post. So I will say, who shops at? Mm-hmm. Okay, so who shops at Soma? Automatically, those people are now potential drop-ins. I private message them and say, hey girl, I'm going to be at Soma from 1 to 4. You can come in and try my products and get an entry. Mm-hmm. Or there's people who don't even know what the brand is and they're like, what's that? Where's that? And then I use that to show the manager, look, I'm introducing my social following to your store now. And that's really big because it'll pay off soon. I'll get to that. So I'll say who has shopped at or who loves duck boots, right? And so all of those people, then I message them, oh my gosh, girl, I'm going to be at Elliott's today. You can come by and sample some of my products, and Elliott's has duck boots. Okay. So that's important. But then the day of, I go live. Okay, so this was when I went live, and I'm not going to play it, but what I do is I walk through and I show my table. I talk about the different products. First, when I'm there, I am outside. And the reason why I do that, I go outside because people who are local can see the vicinity of where I'm at. So not everybody knows roads, but they may know that location, right? And they're, oh, I know where that's at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is this taking forever? Okay, so here I am, I'm outside, I walk inside the store, and then I start walking around the store and showing the sales, because I want the manager to know that I am doing my due diligence with what I told them I was going to do. And so, I don't want this to play the volume, we'll see.
Good morning. Normally,
so like I said, I'm outside, I walk outside, I let people see. Oh, it was pouring down rain that day. That's why I didn't go outside. I walk around, I talk about the sales, I talk about the promotions that they're having. And I wish I could see with the skincare, but I don't think I have a picture of it. I'm sorry, Noelle. I don't have.
Okay, we'll stock your page. Don't worry.
Okay, please do. Talk about what you're sampling. Talk about their sales. Try to avoid getting people on camera. You guys, people don't want to be on camera. And so if you see customers walking around, flip the camera around and put it back on you. And the employees feel the same way. So unless you have their permission to interview them, don't put them on the spot and do that. I found a lot of people do not like that. So when you go live, there's a few things you want to do. You want to make sure that it is public, because you want them to be able to share it to their page. You guys, that is not only good for them, it's good for you, because that is giving you exposure to the thousands of people that have liked their business page. Okay, it's so genius. This whole scenario is genius. On your table, you want lead sheets. Hold on, I'm going to come back to our little thing here. You want lead sheets. Okay, so this is a lead sheet. You guys, it is so simple. Do not make it complicated. I know it's backwards. It's okay.
What is that? Most interested in what?
Most interested in.
And hers says, I just couldn't read it. I was like, what did she write?
She put lip acid.
Yeah, what is that?
So because she's got really deep inset wrinkles, talked about the hyaluronic acid that's in Radiance.
I gotcha.
And she couldn't remember Radiance, so she just wrote acid. But I know what she's talking about.
You know what she meant. Okay, that's important. I'm like, what are we selling here?
I just have them put their name, their phone number, and what they're most interested in. And then on the back, I write a note about them. So with this, I wrote that they were with their daughter, because their daughter was very opinionated. So that made it like I knew I would remember that, and that she had lip wrinkles. Mm-hmm. So write notes, because that way when you touch base with them, you can say something personal and it just makes it go better. Mm-hmm. On the table, so I have that little social media thing, and then I have my business cards. You would not believe the amount of people who want to pick up a business card, mm-hmm. because it is Christmas, you guys, and they don't have the money to spend right now. But if they pick up my business card, you better believe I'm getting their contact information.
Okay, I'm looking through questions. What do you mix the chocolate greens with?
Water. I used to do unsweetened vanilla almond milk. And you guys, I did not get the bucket with the ice because I thought that that would be super complicated for me being one person hauling stuff in and out. So I bring a Yeti, like I have a Yeti cooler, any cooler will work. And I keep it in that. And if I can see it's kind of slow, I put all the bottles back in my cooler. And when it gets busy again, I pull them back out. But you do not want almond milk or any kind of milk sitting out. And a lot of people are allergic. So and you know, honestly, the water, it's good in water.
Yeah, I think that's good.
What other questions were there?
Do you ever offer sample of greens with the coffee? I know, like when I do big events, I do, and the way that I sample it is I do regular keto coffee, then the salted caramel, then the mocha, in that order, because like you said, I always use the same cup for everything. Well, I use my coffee, I use the same cup for my coffees and then the same cup for my cold drink. So if we go back and we try like the collagen, the greens, the hydrate, etc., that's one cup, and then the coffee's the same cup. But if it's like you said, these are not hop-in events, so you might not want to try. But if you guys do want to try, give them the sample of the chocolate greens in the coffee, then you could have the super greens, the super reds, and the collagen in cold bottles, and then you could have regular keto coffee and the mocha in, as hot drinks, right?
Yeah. So what I do with that is I kind of read them. If they do not like original coffee and I do not have a flavored coffee, like I said, I do not make the flavored coffee unless I know I have multiple events in a row, like day to day, where I can save that and use it again. Or if I know that it's going to be a big event, I just don't do it. So what I'll do, if I can tell that they really don't like the original, what I do is I take, let you try this. And I'll put a little bit of the coffee, and then I take the chocolate greens that are already made and let them, oh my gosh, and they flip out over it.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. So what do you do for your giveaway? That was a question.
Okay, so for my giveaway, it's different for every store, and it's based on the population of the store. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I've had 15 pop-ups. I'm not doing 15 giveaways because some of those pop-ups were just me getting my foot in the door, me trying to, try it out, get numbers, just experience pop-ups like at the audiologist office, right? I did make sales and I had customer orders, but it was not a huge event for me. So you just have to take that into consideration, what you've got going on. So what I'm doing is I'm combining all of my small events for one giveaway. And so for that giveaway, I'll probably just do a combination of the products that I had. So keto coffee, each of the green or the chocolates, the reds, the collagen, and the coffee. And I have a cute little cup. And the reason why I'm saying this as in future tense, because I haven't dropped them off yet at the stores, because I have to give them, I'm meeting at the one at Chico's. She told me just to meet at my next event.
So for your giveaways, you're not meeting with that person to give them their giveaway.
At the Chico's one, yes, they will meet me back at the store.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I haven't done the drawing for any of the other ones yet because it's been so crazy. Yeah. I had so many, and then it was Thanksgiving, and then it was craziness. So I'm going to do it all at once.
Well, I know how busy events are. Like they're just crazy. Like if you guys have ever done a big event, like they're crazy. And so I can imagine doing 2 pop-ups a week would be busy, and then trying to keep up with anything on social media in addition to that is going to be like, no.
My social media definitely took a step aside, and the majority of what I was doing was marketing for those events.
Mm-hmm. So how successful have you been signing customers versus just making cash sales?
Cash sales were definitely my sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that part of that is because of the time of the year. People are more hesitant to get committed to something when they're spending so much money. But at multiple events, and we're talking $5 here. At multiple events, it was $200, $300, $400. And then my big event, of course, was a huge day for me. But I still signed a lot of customers. And usually, here's what's funny. You guys, it's not always even the customers. It's the people who work there that are going to be your customers because they're hearing you all day long. And and then, like, for example, so the manager at White House Black Market, she ended up buying 3 $25 sets. I don't know why. She wanted to try a variety. But now she's becoming a customer because she loves the reds. So, you know, it's kind of a win-win because you're getting the cash sales. And if you guys did the numbers, right, because I did everything as $5 a piece, we're talking massive profits, especially if you're getting your coffee at $19. Also, my really big vendor event that I did, I also did 5 keto energy for 10. Yeah. And I sold 2 bags of those. So I went through a lot. And here's the beautiful thing too. If you are ordering the reds and the greens, the super chocolates, if you're buying multiples of those, when you go up to 2 bags, it drops in price. Do you guys know that?
I didn't know that.
So when you buy 2 bags, it becomes, I think it was $69 because I just did it for somebody today. Because normally it's $78 and I think it was $69 when you buy 2 bags.
Okay.
So you're getting an even higher profit margin. It really is a beautiful thing, the sample sales.
Yeah.
Let me just go through the list of where all I've been to give you guys some ideas of what I've done. So I've already told you White House Black Market, Soma, and Chico's. All 3 of those have rebooked me. Okay, so I'm on the book again for them. Elliott's, it's a local boot company. I've already been there twice. A little like gift boutique called Accent Mark here in Cleveland. I've done 2 clothing boutiques. I did an audiologist. I did a vendor event, 2-day vendor event. I did a consignment store. Was my least favorite location by far. I will never do a consignment store again. People did not want to even sample the product. Now that may just be the day. It may just be the store I was at. My friend is the owner. She runs an amazing store. I mean, they sell Louis Vuittons and Kate Spades and Coach and Michael Kors purses and, you know, clothing ranging from whatever. But people came into the store and spent 2 hours looking for one thing. Okay, they didn't even want to sample because they knew how much money they were spending that day. If you want experience, don't be afraid to go somewhere and do something. But if you're doing it because you really want to make good money, just be mindful of where you're at. And I had this conversation with a group of ladies. If you're going to do a hair salon, right, and say it's a small hair salon, most people go in and they're there for 2 hours. Well, what if there's only 2 or 3 hairdressers there? You're not going to get a lot of foot traffic. You might see a total of 6 or 8 people. The spa, people get there at their appointment time. They leave when they're done. The spa was not it was big for me in regards to the people who worked there, but it was not big for me for their clients. Doctors' offices it was good for me because people are waiting. Chiropractor offices are great because they see so many people. Chiropractors make appointments every 10 to 20 minutes. And so they've got a constant flood of people and they always have people waiting. Chiropractor offices are great.
Do you bring tables with you? Do you bring your table with you?
I have one 6-foot table.
Okay.
And I will tell you guys, I did not buy anything from Amazon. Nothing that they recommended. I looked to see what they were recommending, and then I went to TJ Maxx.
It was expensive.
It's very expensive.
Like I looked at what they were selling, and I ended up getting plastic bottles that looked the same because those glass bottles are super breakable. They're very heavy to tote around, right? And they were literally a third the cost of the glass bottles.
Yeah, I think now I did buy the glass bottles, but I keep them in my cooler.
Mm-hmm.
But I only paid $1.95 at TJ Maxx for my glass bottles that had this super cute like pop.
Yep, as opposed to $10 a piece.
Yep.
Yep.
I will tell you that having that material for the tablecloth, I found mine at TJ Maxx, but it's invaluable because it spills. You know, as we're pouring stuff, it leaks. That tablecloth has not stained at all.
That's awesome. Yeah, I need a spill-proof tablecloth because I don't have one of those right now.
Go to TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx, you guys. Okay, what other questions? Are you using the loyal customer form corporate has in the pop-up tools? When I do events, I sign people from my phone. What do you do?
I give them both options because you're going to have people who are traditional and they feel like if it is not going on paper, it is not official. So I give them two options, and that was actually, I'm glad somebody asked that because I had written that down. Have multiple options. Have the paper, because there are definitely going to be times, especially if you're at a big event, where you might have one person on your tablet or phone and one person putting it on paper. You don't want to lose a customer because they're having to wait. So if you have paper options, it's so much easier to have them here fill this out. Whereas if you've got somebody who's hogging a tablet, you could potentially lose a client that way.
So for your follow-ups, because you're only getting their phone numbers, are you calling and texting them, or are you also connecting with them on social?
It's different for me because I am free in the day. I work from home. I did not share that part of my story. I was a teacher for 9 years, and I retired 4 years ago to do this full time. And even though I did that partially because I was pregnant, and I came home to be at home with her, she needs a sitter. Like, she needs a social environment. And so she does go to a sitter every day, and those are my work hours. Once I start picking the kids up from school, it is chaos until about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And so it's hard for me to be making those phone calls at 5 or 6 o'clock. I prefer text, but if I had free time, I have gotten farther with the phone calls that I've made. Phone calls have been more effective. They're just harder for me.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure with your schedule, by the time you could actually make a call when your kids are in bed, it's way too late to make a call.
Too late to call people. Yeah.
Sure.
But I will tell you, I do try to get people to follow me on Facebook right then and there. It doesn't always happen. I give them the piece of paper. I tell them to follow me to get an extra entry. But what I did today is I just started taking because you guys, my stack is so big. It's so big. I'm still playing catch up. And I'm looking them up on Facebook because most of my events have been local, and so they're going to pop up with mutual friends. And so I'm friend requesting them. I'm just looking for them by their name, and I remember faces. So it was easy for me to look them up, say, oh, that's the person, friend request.
What would you recommend to somebody? Kelly says, I come from a background where Macy's is pretty upscale. What stores can you recommend to look into that are a little more well-known, but that are obviously not as high-end as like Chico's or White House Black Market?
Even like local boutiques, I will tell you guys, you're going to have more success getting in the door at local stores than chain stores. I went to Ulta, and I really had to repent when I left because the manager was such a snob. It was it was just one of those experiences where she was like, oh. And I was like, oh, I make more money than you, so shh. And that's mean. But I just, there's in chain stores, they have that easy out where they can say, well, we're just a chain, so we're going to have to blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So don't let that stop you from going into a chain store, but just know that you're probably going to be more successful at your local boutiques. And you guys, I don't care where you live, you have got a good handful of local boutiques that are wanting foot traffic.
How would you recommend that, like, let's say somebody's not used to getting dressed up to go to work or whatever, because, I don't know, we work at home in yoga pants and whatever. What would you recommend, because we obviously want to represent the company well, that people wear to go to a pop-up?
I frequent Soma and White House Black Market. So I literally did wear the clothes that I have from those stores. I wore this shirt for one of the, the little whatever with jeans and like knee boots, like little casual boots. You literally can wear anything. Keep it classy, even if it's just a solid black tank or a solid black shirt with a pair of jeans and shoes. You don't have to be super dressed up. Just, make sure your appearance is professional in the way that you've brushed your hair and put a little bit of makeup on.
You're not in sweats.
Yeah. And there were definitely days I wore leggings. Don't get me wrong. Leggings are okay.
Yeah. Plastic bottles. I found those on Amazon. So just look, and I'm sure you could find them at like Walmart or TJ Maxx maybe, but yeah, I found mine on Amazon and they're real cute. They've got a little silver bottom and like a little silver screw top, and I actually like my bottles because they're a little bit smaller, and so they look more full as opposed to having the little, because I didn't like how big those 36-ounce bottles are. So mine are only 16 ounces, which means I can fill them up and then keep them full.
And I will tell you, most people are not prepared for the taste of collagen. Use 16 ounces in collagen. I highly recommend that. Some keywords that I wanted to share with you guys. Make sure you use things like beauty and wellness. Like when people are walking in, that's one of the questions you asked me. As people are walking into the store, a lot of times I am towards the front. I might just say, hey, after you're done shopping, we have a beauty and wellness bar. Or, hey, we have a beauty and wellness bar today. Would you like to try some coffee or collagen? Don't be afraid to just ask the question. Be simple. Don't overcomplicate it. And I especially want to be courteous to the store. If your manager is standing by and you are just snagging everybody instead of them shopping, they're going to look at you and be like, why did I bring you in? You want them to shop. You want to talk about, and I hopped up the store too. I'm like, oh my gosh, did you see those cute little leggings over there? Or, have you been back to the sales section? So the managers hear me talking with the customers about their products. Or did you feel how soft those pajamas are? Oh my gosh, I live in those. And they love it. You guys, they're asking me back. All of them are asking me back. And that's huge because now I'm staying booked for events. And it's just great. Okay, so a beauty and wellness try-it bar, all natural. Like I said, those pretty colors are very scary because in our world that we live in, colors mean artificial and sugar. We have no artificial sweeteners, colors, or ingredients, no sugars, no carbs. Here's what I say about Super Reds. I say they are drinkable vitamins.
I love that. Drinkable vitamins. Everybody knows vitamin water. You guys, except for vitamin water has sugar.
So I call it Super Red vitamin water. And as they're drinking it, I say, so consider these like drinkable vitamins because it gives you your daily amount of A, B, C, and D. thiamine, riboflavin, niacin. And it's so simple to just say. It gives you your daily amount of A, B, C, and D, and they get a little chuckle out of it because you're saying the ABCs. But it registers, and I'm like, it's so much easier to drink your vitamins than swallow a pill, right? And then I say, and this is derived from acai berry, goji berry, pomegranate, elderberry, beets. You guys, all of that is written on that sheet that's on the try it menu. Don't freak out and be like, well, I can't remember all of that. It's all on that paper, okay? I refer to collagen as drinkable skincare, and I point out that it has all 5 types of collagen. So it packs a very powerful punch. You guys, so many people are getting collagen from Walmart and TJ Maxx and wherever, and it's not great quality. But they're thinking, oh, well, I'm already getting that, and it's a third of the price. Well, ours has got all 5 types, and it's a standalone. You don't have to add it to coffee or a shake. And that's so important to them. They're like, oh. And then I talk about how you can drink it cold or you can drink it hot. And if you drink it right before you go to bed, it is like the best night of sleep ever. Those are the magic words. People are like, sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And then I do not call them chocolate greens. Do not even say the word greens until they have put it in their mouth. I refer to them as super chocolates. And while I'm pouring it, I'm saying, think of this as a way to alkaline your body, balance your pH, detox, and then they drink it. And I'm like, so now you're getting spinach, kale, broccoli, spirulina, mushroom, algae. And they're like, oh, that doesn't taste bad. And I'm like, I know. So you wait until after they drink to drop the greens on them. And then, of course, with coffee, this is coffee that has got MCT oil, grass-fed butter, collagen, and Himalayan salt. It's very creamy, but it's not sweet. So, and you can say all of that while you're pouring and while they're drinking.
So good. It's so good. Thank you so much. Do you guys have any last-minute questions for Renee? I just got, like, I'm going to have to watch this back and write down a million notes that I haven't already taken. Okay. I
just want to encourage you guys, go tomorrow to a local boutique and ask them. May I speak with the manager? Hi, my name is. I was wondering if you host pop-ups. And if you can't go out, if all your kids are sick and you're like, I can't do that, get on the phone and call Soma, White House Black Market, or Chico's. We already know that that company is doing these already. If you have a Vera Bradley near you, Vera Bradley does it as well. Another terminology that you can use is customer appreciation events. Or do you offer a customer appreciation event?
Another company that is doing pop-ups is Pottery Barn. And I know this because I was at a women's night out the other night, and there was a boutique jewelry company there, and she told me that she was doing a pop-up at Pottery Barn the next day.
Wow. Well,
So,
and don't be afraid. Do you guys live near outlets? Because I was just in Gatlinburg, and there's a Vera Bradley there, and I walked in and talked to the manager, only to come to find out that they are the largest producing Vera Bradley in the company. From morning until night, they are non-stop. Well, guess who's booking an event at Vera Bradley? In Gatlinburg. I don't care if it's 2 hours, you guys. Do you know how much sample cash I will make from that event alone? Yeah. Insanity. Yeah. And here's the best part. If you have ever done a vendor event, vendor events cost money. And so you're having to break even with your sales from the get-go. With pop-ups, they're free. So you are starting with a profit margin once you cover the cost of your products. And those products are already a tax write-off, right? So anything we buy from the company, we're already claiming on our taxes. Now we're making a profit on it. Are you guys doing the math? It is just so genius.
That's amazing.
I've got another one Friday, so I'm ready to go.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I can't wait to see your setup on Friday, and I can't wait to just book a ton. Like, I personally would like to book 2 to 3 a week. Like, I think that that would be fantastic.
That's my goal as well, going forward on a monthly basis. And when I talked to the manager from White House Black Market tonight, as a potential, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I love it. When can I get you in here as soon as possible?" And the SOMA manager actually brought me in on the day that their district managers were there. And so the Knoxville manager asked me to come to her store as well. So you guys, getting in front of people, it is just so much fun. You get out of in front of a screen, it reinvigorates you. You meet people that you would never even have the possibility of meeting on social. So
There's so many people that are not on social media that have never even heard of what we have. And I love that when I meet people out and about, they're just like, what is this goodness? Like, they're so excited. Okay, one more question from Tess, and then we're going to wrap this up. How do our pop-ups translate to be customer appreciation for the store? Since we're not giving away anything for free, we're just offering samples, but you are giving away something for free because you're doing a giveaway.
Right. And Tess, the way that you explain that to the manager is it offers extra incentive to get their customers into the door. So a lot of times, so for example, if you're in an email list, you get those emails all the time, right? They're having promotions all of the time. But what about if they have something special that says keto coffee and they have seen it on social media all over the place, but they've never tried it? They're going to go into that store that day just because they know there's something there. So it offers, and this is how you explain it, you don't have to go into that length of depth. You just say it offers extra incentives to give your customers something to look forward to as they shop.
Awesome.
And there is the drawing too.
Yes. Awesome. Well, you guys go stalk Renee. Go show her some love on social because she took an hour of her time out for us tonight. We appreciate you so, so much. I know you're a busy mama, so I really, really appreciate you.
Well, thank you so much for asking me. Of course, I was honored. You know, I love and I'm so inspired by you. You're such an inspiration. So thank you so much for asking.
Thank you. Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.